Hi guys, so I promised you that I would jump on here today and take a little bit of time to talk about kind of these three concepts that have been, or ideas that have been showing up to me in relation to this new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn energy that we are all experiencing. So for those of you who don't know me, hi, I am April, the Organic Alchemist. I have been doing energy work and that sort of thing for over 15 years now. And over the past year, I have been really guided to start working with tarot and oracle cards more and bringing them into my healing sessions and coaching sessions. And also, my guides have been really working with educating me and making me more and more aware of how these different astrological events show up and how their energy affects us and the things that it can really benefit us to be aware of so that we can utilize this energy in a really good way. I'm sorry, guys. I just have to check and make sure. Okay, I'm still recording. I just wanted to make sure I started one of these videos and it wasn't recording, and it was a big bummer. So that's a little bit about me. So let's get into these three ideas. So first and foremost is this idea of manifestation, which that is the sunny side of Capricorn, so to speak. You know, Capricorns they're earth signs. They are known for working hard and being able to manifest within the three-dimensional reality. Now, two of the shadow sides of Capricorn, and this was the interesting thing, was seeing, because these ideas came up to me before I really even realized, oh, we're having a new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn. So the two sides of that, and the things that were coming up were this idea of judgment and how that affects my manifestation and what I'm experiencing, and resistance and how that affects my manifestation and what I'm experiencing. One of the things that I want to get straight about manifestation is we are doing it constantly. Manifestation, I hear a lot of people like, I'm just going to manifest. No, but you manifesting all the time. We all are. Whether or not we're consciously manifesting or we're manifesting from, whatever we get from our subconscious patterning and programming depends on us, but we are always manifesting. So just wanted to make that clear. So let's really get into this concept of judgment and kind of this idea of judgment and how it affects our manifestation. So the judgment thing came to me. It was very funny. I was going to receive a service with my husband. And on our way there, I was sitting on my little high horse and made a joke about, what if we run into so-and-so? Well, so-and-so happens to be the biggest negative Nancy, negative Nick you could run into. And, of course, my husband was like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine a whole period of time having to listen to that. And so we were both and kind of joking and, joking at this person's expense. And like I said, it wasn't my highest moment. I was on my high horse riding it. And so we get there, we go to get our service, and we don't get this person, but we get a person with this exact attitude. And I'm chuckling. My husband's kind of chuckling. I'm still riding my high horse. So we get to lunch later and I'm still on my high horse. I'm super spiritual, y'all. And I'm making jokes about all the little smart things I could have said. Well, what about your law of attraction? Well, the law of attraction, that's what you get. And my husband did what he does. He looked at me and he's like, well, we attracted him. And I was like, boom. I'm just gonna sit back, y'all. He knocked me right off my high horse. Okay. And I'm sitting down on the ground after getting knocked off my high horse. You right. You were absolutely right. And so I bring that example up so that we can, I think my neighbors just came up, so that I can bring that awareness to you guys of, whatever you're putting out there, you're getting back. If, you're out there running into negative people on a consistent basis, It's probably because you're focused and thinking about negative people. So I really wanted to bring that in there. Now, by the same token, I really want to stress that I am not talking about discernment. Discernment is a completely different thing. Discernment is, hey, boo, you do you. That's where you need to be. You need to be working out that negative toxic energy. I have done my work with that. I'm going to go over here and do me, but I can still love you from there. That's a totally different thing than me sitting there like, oh, well, what if we get so-and-so and they just, bitch the whole entire time and yada, yada, yada. That's a very different thing. And you're going to manifest something very different. Discerning and stepping away from something is going to allow you to manifest what you're stepping towards. Whereas that type of judgment is going to allow you to manifest someone who fits that stereotype or whatever it is that you've put out there. So the second part of this is resistance. And that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about, was this idea of resistance and those times when we start to visualize things, or, we might be trying to heal a relationship. We might be trying to have a different experience with money or things like that. And we find ourselves telling us that that's not real. And that I had that experience several times recently, where what my mind was trying to tell me is what you're looking at is unrealistic. And I started really looking at that, like, what is it that is causing me to pull back there? One, there is the element of, okay, that's unrealistic. But the other part of it was the fear of if that didn't manifest and that I was lying to myself. And so that is another place where we can step back and start examining what we're looking at. Because what my guides reminded me in that moment was, well, you either have to step into this and visualize it and believe that it can happen or not. You can't have it both ways. Now, again, I am not talking about places where you have someone who has shown you they have a toxic pattern. They are not going to change that toxic pattern until they change that toxic pattern, no matter what you think about them. Now, they might not show up in your reality with that toxic pattern sometimes because you're visualizing something else there, but that doesn't mean that they're not still living that toxic pattern. And so it's always okay to discern and step away. But I think it's also important to see how our resistance and our fears are limiting our manifestations. So those are the two things that I wanted to get into. If you guys keep seeing me looking up in the corner, I am so hoping that this actually recorded. We will see here in a minute. If you haven't yet, go to the link in the bio and follow me and subscribe on YouTube. I do I will be doing lots and lots of readings and different videos over there as well. All right. So take care, you guys. Talk to you soon.